Yasmeen Beevi, Head and Assistant Professor of Department of Business Administration, Standard 5 Rocks Rajaratnam College for Women, Sivahasi. Today I am dealing with the human resource management. That the course outcome is summarize the concept and various facets of human resource management. Estimate the human resource for administrating the human elements by job evaluation, managing performance and human resource audit at competitive advantage in global level. Analyze the key issues related to employee engagement regarding HR policies and procedure. Evaluate the compensation performance appraisal of employees and interpret recent trends in HRM. Design the human resource planning for recruitment, selection, placement and training for retaining suitable human capital. Human resource policy. A policy is a predetermined course of action established to guide the performance of work towards accepted objectives. It is a type of standing plan that serves to guide subordinates by the executives in the execution of their task. Human resource policy lay down the criteria for decision making in the field of human resource management. Human resource policy serve as a roadmap for managers. Need and importance of human resource policies. The need for human resource policies arises basically from the fact that in order to achieve the human resource and overall objectives of the organization, a corporate thinking is required which will guide decision making at operating level. Human resource policy provide the basis for uniformity and consistency. Sound human resource policies set the tone for proper administration of human resource programs so as to achieve the objectives of the organization. Clear thinking. The actual process of writing down a human resource policy helps to have a clarity management thinking. The management is required to examine its basic conventions and give full consideration of practices in other organizations. The top executives become aware of gaps, contradictions and vagueness in existing policies. Next, uniformity and consistency of administration. Well established policies ensure uniform and consistent treatment of all employees throughout the organization. Such policy helps to minimize discrimination and favoritism. Sound human resource policy are therefore an essential base for sound human resource practices. Third, continuity and stability. Writing policies are a means of transmitting the company's heritage from one generation of executives to another. The accumulated wisdom in the company is lost when its top management team retires, dies or resigns. But if the wisdom is retained in the form of written policies, succeeding generations of managers can gain from the experience of their predecessors. Such continuity of policies promotes stability in the organization. Sense of security. Written human resource policy provide advanced information and predictable decisions on human resource matters. Employees know what action to expect in circumstances covered by the policies. Policies set pattern of behavior and permit employees to work more confidently. As a result, employees feel a sense of security. Delegation of authority. Human resource policy are guides to decision on problems that occur frequently. They help a manager to delegate authority. Subordinates are willing to accept responsibility because policies indicate what is expected of them. The superior is free from repetitive and time consuming decisions and can give more time to key matters. Orientation and training. Written human resource policy can be used as guides for orientation and training of new employees, teamwork and loyalty. A well prepared set of human resource policy enable employees to see the overall picture and how their actions relate to the organization goals. Participation of employees in policy formulation promotes mutual understanding throughout the organization. As principle of fair play and justice, policy helps to build up employee morale and loyalty. Better control. Human resource policies serve as a standard or yardstick for evaluating effectiveness of human resource management. Policies facilitate management by exception. Next, prompt decision making. Carefully defined human resource policies serve as a guide for making decisions. Routine and repetitive issues. They prevent the wastage of time and energy involved in repeated analysis for solving problems of a similar nature. Formulation of human resource policies. The process of formulation of policy involves the following steps. First step, identify the need. First of all, the areas requiring human resource policies are identified. Policies are required in various areas of human resources management such as hiring, training, compensation, industrial relations, etc. Need for a new policy or revision of an existing policy may be voiced by the company staff or by a trade union. The next step is gathering information. Once the need for policy has been accepted, the next step is to collect necessary facts for its formulation. A committee or a specialist may be assigned the task of collecting the required information from inside and outside the organization. Widespread consultation and discussion at this stage are helpful in developing sound human resources policy. The third step is examining policy alternatives. On the basis of data collected, alternatives are appraised in terms of their contributions to the organizational objectives. It is necessary to secure active participation of those who are to use and live with the policies. The chosen policy is then put in writing in appropriate form. Fourth step is getting approach. The human resource department will send the policy draft at the right time to the top management for its approval. The management has the final authority to decide whether a policy adequately represents the organization objectives. Fifth step is communicating the policy. The approval policy needs to be communicated throughout the organization. Policy manual, house journals, meetings and other methods may be employed for this purpose. In addition, an educational program may be arranged to teach people how to apply the policy. The last step is evaluating the policy. From time to time, the policy should be evaluated in terms of experience of those who use it and of those who are affected by it. Environmental changes should also be considered. Any serious difficulty with the policy along with suggestions should be reported to the top management. Such knowledge will enable the management to decide whether there is need to restate or reformulate the policy. Before evaluating the policy, the following questions may be stated. How clear is the policy statement? To what extent the policy is consistent with the public policy? How well the policies reflect the company's philosophy? How well the policy is understood in the organization? How consistently the policy has been interpreted and applied? What have been the effects and cost of the policy? How much close is the policy to an ideal policy? Thus, formulation of policy however involves time and cost. Frequent revision of policy is necessary to keep them updated. Conclusion. In today's world, the human resource management plays a very significant role in the day life in leading to well-being and progression and enhance the reputation of the organization. It is necessary to formulate human resource policy and procedure. When the human resource abide by the policies and procedures, they are not only able to implement their job duties appropriately, but also would promote discipline with the working environment. Thus, clear HR policies are crucial for organization success, fostering transparency, compliance and consistency, and also enhance communication, trust and workplace culture supporting a motivate, inclusive and engaged workplace. Okay, thank you for visiting www.sfrmlearning.org.